It's the start of the Phillips File, this one for a Monday. That's Monday, October 3rd in the year 2016. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jim Phillips here once again to take your phone calls and listen to your stuff, your nonsense, whatever that might happen to be this afternoon.
This guy keeps me sane.
Of course, we'll do that. We'll talk about your life. Feel free to talk about mine. And, of course, we'll find many other things to talk about this afternoon. We always do. So
yes, they do.
take part in the most listened to, the most popular, the most widely heard, the highest rated radio program of its kind in the entire state of Florida.
It's true.
You can pick us up on iHeartRadio. Go to Real Radio FM and check out our website. You might find that interesting. You can follow me on Twitter at RealJim. And send us a text on anything at any time.
And I promise
we will read it. That's Real Mobile 77031, powered by David Moss Chevrolet.
David Moss.
Distance toll free, 1-888-978.
I haven't thought about that place in a while.
And for those of you in the Metro, 407-916-1041.
What about those of us not in the Metro?
He has the day off because of a Jewish holiday. Jack is here. Pinkman is here as well. As a matter of fact, Pinkman will be doing the news along with D. Royale from 104.5, The Beat. So we'll get into the news later on. I'll be carrying on with stuff that I will bring up in the opening couple of minutes or so. We got an eye on, no pun intended, of course, an eye on Hurricane Matthew. This is a big storm, and it looks apparently that it will dodge Florida. Even though we might get a little bit of side effects.
May not dodge us, though.
Things like that, rough surf. But for the most part, it will stay offshore. But I think Jamaica and Cuba. And, certainly the Bahamas are going to get drenched. I think they're actually predicting 3 feet of water.
Can you imagine 3 feet of water?
Certainly not very good news. So we'll keep an eye on that as best we can. To sports, of course, I saw the FSU loss to North Carolina, which is an absolutely spectacular game and a wonderful finish. Look, let's not make any bones about it. I'm a Florida graduate. I'm a Gator, and so
yes, you are.
When that girls' school up in the Panhandle loses, we like to celebrate. So, they're playing at home against North Carolina down about the last 30 seconds. And you know the story. FSU's leading by a point. And they're, the whole stadium, Doak Campbell Stadium is full of people. Oh, we came back. We're winning. Oh, there's only 25 seconds. Well, he's going to have to kick out a field goal, another 50 yards. We got this. Oh, what a great comeback. And the kid launches it from North Carolina. What was it, 52, 54 yards, something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
And through the goalpost with room to spare. And game over, and North Carolina takes down FSU at home, 37-35. So
pretty amazing.
That helped me get through the weekend a little bit. Let's talk about the Lions lost to Montreal yesterday at Camping World Stadium. Tommy Traxler, of course,
Camping World Stadium. That doesn't seem right.
The post-game show that I listened to on the way home. Good old Tommy Traxler said he believes that more than half of the player roster will be gone after the season comes to an end.
Dang.
So, and I don't know. I have no idea. I guess I wouldn't be surprised.
Half the player roster.
When a new coach comes in and you're going to, you're entering. How many wins do they have this season? 7, with 2 more games to go. 3 more? 2 more games?
2 games left.
1 home, 1 away.
Correct.
Damn corners are hard to get.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. God only knows who will not be back on the Lions roster next year. But I think it's pretty safe to assume that when you bring in a new
got this
coach,
one about ready to go.
He's ending up the season and came in here halfway through the season and
I gotta get some more primer.
The team wasn't performing, I suppose, the way that he wanted to. He's going to go out there and find players who fit his mold and the way that he wants to put together the team. So I have no idea what names are being bandied about, but that's from Tom Traxler and from others too. I tweeted that out last night. Got a huge response.
I saw that
from people on Mr. Traxler's prediction. Donald Trump, of course, back in the news. You can't keep up with the news with Donald Trump without a scorecard. I mean, it's the New York Times article about his taxes.
That's
yes,
right.
it's on the Sunday program, saying he's a genius, and why would you be pissed off? He's got a fiduciary responsibility to his investors, and this and that, and whatever. And if anybody is a genius, and if anybody knows how to fix the system that he utilized illegally, blah 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 blah. I understand that completely.
You wouldn't hear that
but
up
what's
here on the
missing in
radio.
argument, of course, and what has not been mentioned, so I'll mention it. It's Donald Trump and others, of course, but Donald Trump who funneled thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to politicians in Washington so they would create and maintain these loopholes that he could utilize to avoid paying any taxes.
That's right.
Now, these are not business taxes we're talking about. We're talking about his personal income taxes that apparently we think quite possibly, based on this New York Times article, that he hasn't paid in the past 10 years or 20 years or whatever. 20 years, I think it is.
20 years.
Took a nearly $1 billion loss and then was able to use the tax code that Congress created to not pay, quite possibly, any personal income taxes for 20 years. Now he would say, "Look, I'm just using the law like anybody. Look, most of you do not have those loopholes.
I know I don't have those loopholes.
I'm in a pretty high tax bracket. As a matter of fact, I'm in the highest tax bracket out there. That's not available to me. Well, I'm not gonna apologize for that. 35 years ago, I was driving around with a Volkswagen that I had to climb underneath to hook up the starter, and I could see the pavement through the floor of the car.
I remember them telling us that.
And a cat. And that was about all I had. It was very hard to get to the position where I'm in that, but I pay that rate. I don't bitch about it. It's the rate that I pay. Make a good living, and taxes, I believe, are the money that you pay for civilization. That's the way that I look at it.
Well, he didn't. Donald Trump calls that's freeloaders. He thinks everybody else is freeloaded, not him.
Congressmen, Republicans, and Democrats that he contributed money to. These guys were not working behind the scenes to create loopholes for you or for me, but
that's
for
right.
Fat cats like Donald Trump, Republican or Democrat. That's the way that I look at it.
Yep.
Let's see what else.
Now, the two things I saw Rudolph Giuliani on Meet the Press, and one he talks about how
that
he
was
lost
a disaster,
$1 billion,
wasn't it?
and then claimed that against his taxes, so he didn't have to pay taxes, and referred to that as genius. Where does losing $1 billion in business equate to being a business genius?
There's also
That's what I'd like to know.
Rudolph Giuliani. I heard about it, but I didn't see the actual quote. Where I guess Chuck Todd was talking to him about
the Chuck
whether
Todd.
they're going to use any of Bill Clinton's affairs or reported affairs. Is Donald Trump going to use this in an upcoming debate? And then did Chuck Todd bring up Rudolph Giuliani's own affairs?
He did. He says you're calling for that, and
Yeah, but
Rudolph Giuliani
it's okay
says,
when he does it.
We all do it. As far as infidelity, he goes,
See?
we all do it. And he got caught off guard and said, we all do it. And I just looked at TV, I go, wait, I don't do it.
Exactly. I don't do it.
We all do it.
He's off the rails. I mean, I don't know what happened to him.
And then tries to take offense at Chuck Todd for even bringing that up because it's not relevant.
Exactly.
Well, it is relevant. I mean, it was Rudolph Giuliani who announced his divorce at a press conference before, I believe, his second wife even knew about it.
Right.
That is a matter of fact. Now, there's another story that was breaking.
See, that doesn't matter.
late
These
this morning,
people,
early
they
this
say, you
afternoon.
do as I say,
Some
not as I
members
do.
of the cast and crew of The Apprentice are claiming that Donald Trump used vulgar and lewd and sexist language as it relates to members of the cast and crew. So it just keeps going on and on.
On and on.
And on. I happen to agree with the news junkie. I think everybody's made up their mind. Nobody's sitting on the fence, are they, on this?
See what I say?
I think the
Nobody's
only thing
sitting on the
that
fence.
that people may be saying, "Do I really want to vote? Do I really want to get? Is this? Do I want to cast a ballot for any of these two chuckleheads?" But don't you think everybody's pretty much made up their mind?
Yes.
Yep.
If they're going to vote, they know who they're going to vote
They
for.
know exactly
I
who they're
can't
going to vote
believe
for.
that there's anybody. Well, geez, I was going to vote for Hillary, and then I saw some Trump people out there with some signs, and I started thinking about that, and I was going to vote for
Sure
Trump.
can't get this
and
on
then
the
I went
radio
down the
up here.
neighborhood, They got a Hillary sign. I stopped, and I started thinking. Everybody's made up their mind. Now it's just the campaigns have to get out the vote. They have to convince those people individually that they are the better candidate for
That's
the future of this particular country. Kim Kardashian, the victim of a jewel heist or a robbery.
Yep.
Is that right?
That's about right, isn't it?
That's what I hear.